Have you ever watched an animated movie and thought, wait, is this real? That's exactly the effect the Lego Movie had on millions of viewers. In 2014, when the movie hit theaters, most people left the cinema smiling. They were thoroughly amazed at what they thought was one of the coolest stop-motion films ever made. Except, it wasn't stop-motion. It wasn't made with real Lego either. It was all animated. Every scratch, every smudge, every imperfection was digitally created. And somehow, it felt more real than most live-action films today. So, how did filmmakers use animation to trick us? Wanna find out? Let's go behind the bricks. Before Hollywood touched it, Lego animation lived in bedrooms, basements, and garages, or wherever your mum would let you build your Lego empires without the risk of someone stepping on them. Then, in 1989, an Australian animator, Lindsay Flea, made The Magic Portal. It was a short film made with Lego, and guess what? That film became a cult hit. It opened the doors to a whole new world for Lego fans. The community calls them brick films, and these quirky, imperfect little videos had their own language. With all the imperfections like stiff limbs, grainy textures, and jerky frame rates, they were perfect. They had their own charm, and most importantly, they felt real. So, when directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller decided to make a Lego movie, they already had the foundation laid out in the form of the brick films.
All of the crazy kid ideas and where that could live, so we created this crazy world called Cloud Cuckoo Land, which is where every weird kid idea goes to have a dance party.
From day one, the creative team wanted the Lego Movie to look like it was shot in someone's bedroom using real Lego bricks. This meant it had to have the right amount of flaws. No bending arms, no cheating gravity, no smooth Pixar-like polish. In other words, they wanted to spend millions on a movie to make it look like a low-budget one. Because, you know, sometimes perfect is a little boring. However, spicing things up also meant taking the long road. A team of 30 animators was assembled to create the masterpiece. We won't really tell you the technical details because, honestly, who wants to hear about the hardcore computer lingo? So, in baby language, they used animation to mimic the stop motion. Instead of the usual 24 frames per second, they used 12 or 8 frames per second. This technique was originally used by the Lego brick film fans. And hey, if something works, why not borrow a little inspiration? So the stop-motion area was covered with just a little tweaking to the frames. Then it was time to make it feel real. As much as we all love our Lego bricks, we don't usually treat them with care. That is because 1, a Lego almost never breaks, and 2, we have to prepare them for the tough world out there. Hence, no soft treatments for the bricks, which sometimes leads to them getting a little dusty or having tiny scratches. And you know what? We love them that way. Scratched or shiny, they're still our bricks. Now, picture this. You walk into the cinema, excited to see your favorite Lego characters, and boom! Perfect, glossy, untouched bricks, sparkling Lego hands, not a single scratch in sight. Unreal. Fake. The feels are gone. The vibe is missing, and you can't relate to it. Therefore, to save you and your Legos from the horrors of a perfect Lego world, the creators made much-needed amends. They added dust, thumbprints, and tiny scratches to each brick. This made them feel used, loved, and relatable. Okay, the stop-motion problem has been dealt with. The Lego characters are built. Now we can create our digital Lego world. Well, not so fast, son. There is still a mystery to solve. What about the smoke, water, and scenery? It's an animation, right? So the creators could have made them look however they wanted, but they didn't. Why? Because the mission was to build a Lego world, not a half-baked brick film with realistic effects thrown in just for show. So the smoke, the water, even the explosions were also made with bricks, the digital Lego bricks. Also, before the Lego Movie, animated films didn't really care about movement restrictions. They didn't even consider the natural range of motion in humans. We grew up watching characters flattened by trucks, turned into pancakes, then jiggled back to life like nothing happened. Remember that episode of Tom and Jerry, where Jerry swallowed a bell and literally became one? It was hilarious and completely absurd. But that is what animation was back then. Wacky, over the top, and proudly unrealistic. And we absolutely loved it. We still do. But the Lego Movie changed the dynamics of animation. Instead of ignoring physical limits, it leaned into them. No stretchy arms, no rubbery legs, just the stiff, clicky, limited movements that real Lego minifigures actually have. If a character needed to clap or drink, the animators had to get creative, and sometimes hilariously so. Surprisingly, this made it feel more real, not less. Then came the absolutely immaculate camera work. The filmmakers were very clear from the beginning that they didn't want smooth floating shots that screamed CGI. They wanted shots that felt like they were made using a DSLR on a table full of bricks. So they studied the ways of real-life miniature photographers. They focused on how lenses behave when filming small objects. That meant using a shallow depth of field. You know, where only part of the scene is in focus, just like in real macro photography. Even the camera movement had to feel jittery, hinting at the constraints of the physical space. No sweeping, flawless pans. If the camera stopped, it needed to stop with a slight bump. If it moved, it had to move with intention, not float like a drone. The directors were so attentive towards small details that even the blur caused by motion wasn't fake. Instead of using digital motion blur, the animators added a brick blur. Now you might wonder what a brick blur is. It is actually a trail made of Lego pieces that imitates the afterimage of fast motion. So, if a minifigure swung its arm quickly, the motion trail wasn't a smooth digital smear. It was made with semi-transparent or stylized Lego bricks that were shaped to mimic the motion. And because of all the details, it took 3 whole years to make the film. 3 years of trial, error, and refusing to take shortcuts. And in doing so, the team honored the very fans who had been animating with Lego long before the world was watching. They didn't just build a movie, they built a tribute. And somehow, this crazy idea of an animated film pretending to be homemade worked brilliantly. The magic of the Lego Movie is that it made us believe, not just in the story, but in the medium. It reminded us of play, imagination, and the excitement of building something. It honored our creativity to build our own Lego worlds. Our silly little hobby was credited for the joy it brought. In some ways, the film also felt nostalgic for the millennials, obviously. They saw the rise of Lego, and then seeing a movie not just about Lego, but made with Lego felt like a childhood dream come true. And to this day, people of all ages still love Lego. A big reason for that? The Lego Movie. It helped fans see Lego in a whole new way, as something full of ideas, stories, and endless fun. Here, all credit goes to the makers of the Lego Movie. They outdid themselves. Even the camera, which is normally an invisible part of animation, was used as a storytelling tool. It helped blur the line between reality and illusion, between what was digital and what only felt handmade. In the end, what fooled our eyes also captured our hearts. Because when something is created with love, detail, and enough weirdness, you can even start feeling emotions for literal bricks. Anyway, that was it for today's video. But before we go, we have an important question for you. Have you ever intentionally left a Lego in someone's path to annoy them? Or maybe as revenge? On a scale of 1 to 10, how effective was it? Let us know in the comments below. Bonus points if you spill the whole story. Don't forget to like and share. For more such fun insights on your favorite movies, subscribe to our channel, and we will catch you in the next one.